the way that we broke down the graphic here is on the left-hand side, or you see your general flow chart, qualified plans, two general types, DCs and DBs. Now we drop down one more level into a type of DC, traditional profit sharing. Down the left-hand side, that lighter green color are things that are redundant across all DC plans. And we talked about those in the general discussion, maybe with the exception of down at the very bottom, no PBGC insurance, no defined contribution plan has PBGC insurance. That's a good exam question. The only things that do are the two defined benefit plans that we'll look at it in another session. The rest of that already covered. And so then we would look at on the right-hand side there, some things common, additional features to profit sharing plans, substantial and recurring. Here's a good exam question. An employee and a sponsoring employer does not have to have profits in the year for which they make a profit sharing contribution. It could come from cash flow, it could come from retained earnings, but that's a good exam question. They have no profit this year. How much could they put in? The answer to that's going to be collectively 25% of the aggregate covered compensation. That's a really good exam question. Also, the reason that employers like profit sharing plans is because it's not mandatory every year. They can skip years, but it's got that substantial and recurring contributions, which loosely is three out of every 5 years. So big star with the yearly profit is not needed. Here's another big star that could be the knockout for a question. Profit sharing plans are the one type of plan that can invest 100% in employer stock. You'll see that the other plans can only be up to 10%. So if the question stem is saying they would like to fund entirely in employer stock, it's going to be some type of profit sharing plan, and you would read more deeply for the next knockout. There was a question, what is PBGC? Oswaldo, that is Pension Benefit Guarantee Corporation, and it insures defined benefit plans only. Qualified Joint Survivor Annuity is what QJSA means, and that's something that is applicable for defined benefit pension plans. That has to be the default payout is a joint and survivor annuity. Not true with the profit sharing plan. And one way that profit sharing plan contributions can be skewed to the older participants, because as a DC plan, generically they kind of favor the younger participants, but through a concept called age weighting, and you won't be tested on the mechanics or have to do the math of age weighting, but just that term could be important, as that is a way to skew higher amounts of whatever the profit sharing contribution is that year. They can be skewed toward the older participant using a discounting age-related factor. So you're really focusing here as we get into the individual plans on this right-hand box. What makes this one different than the rest? And that's what will eliminate 2 or 3 of the answer choices is down that right-hand box is, do you know the difference between profit sharing plan, money purchase pension plan? What would you be reading for that would knock out one of those 2 remaining? Most of us found that the CFP exam was pretty easy to go from 4 answer choices down to 2, and then it was an absolute bear to pick from the remaining 2. So for retirement plan suitability questions, the better you are at that knockout process, which means the more you understand these unique features, then the better are you're going to get down to 1 correct answer choice. So what's the solution here? Write it out. You got to write them out, and then you got to start contrasting one against the other.